Colombia is the sixth largest importer of American agricultural products. Among those products include U.S. and Montana pulse crops like lentils, chickpeas, and dry peas. I'm Brett McRae on the Northern Ag Network, and I'm here in Colombia right now with the Montana Department of Agriculture and the Montana Pulse Crop Committee. We're exploring the relationship with South American and Colombian buyers of Montana pulse crops through the Hola Montana program, the branded program that those purchasers recognize Montana pulse crops. Our trip starts in Bogota, Colombia, here at the Alimentec Food Show, one of the largest on the continent. Created by the Montana Department of Agriculture, Hola Montana is a marketing space for Latin American grain buyers to connect with companies that sell Montana pulse crops. On this groundbreaking trade mission to Colombia, we were able to leverage Hola Montana to deepen those connections with companies in the country.
Hola Montana isn't just one thing. Hola Montana is a suite of relationship building tools that help the importer connect with their customers. We're building relationships with the customers and the product, the importer, and between the importer and the distribution and retail partners that they rely on to get their product into the marketplace.
At the Alimentec Food Show, we brought sellers of Montana pulses to Colombia to connect with buyers looking for high-quality products.
So in Bogota, Colombia, the Alimentec Food Show happens once every 2 years. Colombia is the sixth largest market for U.S. ag products, and it's one of the largest markets for Montana lentils in South America. So we're here with three of our exporting companies for them to expand their markets, make new contacts, and sell more product to Colombian buyers.
One such exporter is Timeless Natural Foods with its facility in Ulm. At the food show, the company was able to make positive impacts on its relationships with Colombian buyers and distributors.
We come down here with the Montana Department of Agriculture, and the main reasons we come down here is we have customers and distributors that we've already established business with. So we want to take that as an opportunity to connect with them in person and talk to them about their needs and what we're doing. And we also want to explore new market opportunities. So talk to new people that we haven't met before and create new trade channels so that we can get more Montana product brought down here.
Montana pulse products stand out in world markets for their quality. In the hills here above Medellin, with the Montana Pulse Crop Committee and the Montana Department of Agriculture, we met with a local distributor in Colombia, Granny Pack. Colombian consumers have a large part of their diet made up by products like lentils and chickpeas. And so we met with that local distributor here and some of their local retail clients to talk about the quality of Montana products. The quality of Montana pulses helps attract buyers like Granny Pack to Montana products, which hope to provide a high-quality food product to Colombian consumers searching for affordable sources of protein to feed their families.
Digamos que hay dos valores.
There are two main reasons why Montana pulses are important for Colombian consumers. One, Colombians are always trying to eat healthier, a requirement met by Montana lentils and garbanzos. And two, regrettably, the Colombian economy isn't in the best place. So there's lots of consumers that also need high protein and a healthy solution that is economical.
Granny Pack held a marketing event in Medellin where we met with the company's customers, which are local retailers, distributors, and other buyers of Montana Pulse products from the company. These key members of the supply chain were fascinated by our presentation about Montana pulse crops.
In my portfolio, I had never used garbanzos or chickpeas. Super excited to hear that Montana has large volume production of chickpeas. Secondly, was hearing about the Pulse Crop Committee's attention to research and to quality, because that is what we look for, is quality, and having the research and the grading, what's number one, what's number two, is it really number one, is super exciting because that's what we need, quality.
Pulse Crop Committee member Brian Ackelstead made the trip to Colombia, traveling more than 3,500 miles from his farm near Galata. Colombian customers in Medellin really enjoyed the opportunity to talk with a real Montana farmer and ask him questions about products they were interested in knowing more about.
It's been wonderful because they've seen government officials and industry officials in the past, and they've had the opportunity to visit with them. But being the grower, they haven't had much of an opportunity to visit with the likes of myself, and so they have a different set of questions specifically for the grower, and it's been very rewarding to get to answer those questions.
The final leg of our journey brought us here to Barranquilla. Behind me you can see the Magdalena River. It's a critical linchpin and important part of the shipping trade here on the north part of South America. This is also where we met with a major buyer of Montana pulses, McRae, and told them about the high quality of Montana pulse crops.
Another member of our trade team in Colombia was Bozeman chef Claudia Crevitt, who grew up in the country eating lentils as a special meal with her family. She said that to see companies like McRae investing in Montana pulses is a positive development for Colombian consumers.
It's so amazing because I never thought when I was a young woman or a girl that I would end up in the place where I ate lentils every Friday, which is Montana. I am so proud to be here at McRae, and we just finished with a tour of the operation, and to see those bags of lentils stacked up as taller than me just gives me a sense of pride to see the full circle of me being a Colombia from Barranquilla being back here with Montana grown lentils.
This trip was made possible through grants from the Montana Department of Agriculture and Montana pulse growers themselves through the Montana Pulse Crop Checkoff.
Montana Pulse Crop Committee is a checkoff organization. The Montana grower gives 1% of their gross receipt of pulse crop sales to the checkoff to help build international and domestic marketing relations. And I think for myself, personally, seeing how important those relationships are has just been invaluable to going home and saying to my committee, hey, we're making the right funding decisions, and being able to say to other growers in the state, we are doing something very influential with your checkoff dollars.
During our time in Barranquilla, we collaborated with McRae to give away food packages to 500 local citizens and families in the community. This event focused on the healthy aspects of pulse products, and so it included a community-wide Zumba class led by members of our trade team in Colombia. This trade mission was absolutely packed with activities and meetings, which had a substantial impact on grain buyers in the country.
Well, this trip's been phenomenal. I think we've had a huge impact on building our relationships with the Colombian buyers and informing them of the valuable messaging surrounding Montana peas, chickpeas, and lentils.
So to recap our time in Colombia with the Montana Department of Agriculture and the Montana Pulse Crop Committee, we traveled to 3 different cities in Colombia. We stopped at grocery stores of all shapes and sizes, took part in 1 Zumba class, gave 2 different presentations to members of the Colombian grain industry, and participated in one of the largest food shows on the South American continent. It was a great opportunity to help build demand for Montana pulse crops in this market. I'm Brett McRae on the Northern Ag Network.